satellite radio host Leslie Marshall. Leslie, hang in there. Peter, go ahead. You've been waiting to jump in here.
Well, first of all, the demand is coming from the inflation. It's coming from all the money that's being created around the world that is being used to bid these prices higher. That's real. That has nothing to do with speculators. And you're talking, Alan, about tax cuts. What good is a tax cut if you have to spend more money for everything that you need to buy? If the government cuts taxes and creates inflation as a substitute, we're not better off. And, China does
not the answer to everything, as if Republicans want to believe. And by the way, in terms of supply and demand, yeah, she's right, except that if you're holding back the supply,
who's holding back the supply?
We have a recession in this country. A recession. We're using less oil products, less gasoline, less home heating fuel oil, less jet fuel. Look at the tank farms. You know when they're going down. You can tell that
the roofs.
They're all full. They're all filled to the brim.
Curtis is right. The roofs, they float. They're floating tops.
There's ships that are out in the Bay of New York there that have nowhere to go.
We're going to use a lot less oil in the future and pay a lot more for it because the people in China, they're going to start consuming a lot more oil. They're going to consume the oil that we used to consume that we can't afford.
All right, Leslie, you're listening to the conversation. Weigh in here. You're on the left. You tell us everything seems to be working. Is it working? We're paying more for stuff, yet 9.8% unemployment and home prices going down.
Well, when you look, again, supply and demand, basic economics, there is no shortage of oil throughout the world, guys. We all know this. And if that were the case, the Saudi royal family would be packing up their mansions and moving back to tents in the desert, and that's not happening. As far as the demand here in America, going forward, it is going to be reduced. More and more people are buying environmentally safe vehicles, and they're breaking away their dependence on oil. And what I think
honestly, Leslie,
I think big oil is punishing us, Eric.
That's not
big
why
oil is punishing us because I don't see the head of Shell Oil decreasing his salary.
That's not why there's a supply of oil that is where it is right now, because the 30 Chevy Volts they sold last week. That has nothing to do with it. Sandra, go ahead. When the economy starts to turn around, if the economy starts to turn around, my guess is that all those floating tanks that are full right now will start to get a lot emptier quickly.
Eric, consumers have very short memories. If you look back 2 years ago, December 2008, we were paying 76% less for a gallon of gasoline. We're now willing to pay 76 more today for a gallon of gasoline. We're barely out of the recession, and more people are driving. If they're willing to pay it, that's when prices go higher.
That's right. Go ahead, Alan. She's saying 76%. In a year, President Obama has driven up the price of gasoline by more than $1.30 a gallon.
Eric, you got to stop blaming.
$1.65 when he took office.
Can I finish the sentence?
Go ahead.
You got to stop blaming President Obama for everything. Like he's responsible solely for the price of oil? You got to be kidding me.
It's the deficit. He's also got Congress working with him. It's because of all the deficits. It's because of the stimulus.
The Saudi royal family has nothing to do with it, right?
They have nothing to do with it. Look, if you look at the price,
let's blame the Democrat in the White House.
Look at the Look at the price of oil in terms of gold. Oil prices are not rising. If we're going to diminish the value of our currency, if we're going to print currency and debase it and give it to the Saudis, they have to raise their prices just to stay even. We're trying to screw them.
I'm amazed at the number of refineries that suddenly are on a maintenance schedule. All of a sudden, they're not processing petroleum. I know, but normally they're in balance. But all of a sudden, it's an excessive number of refineries that are all of a sudden under a year-long maintenance, which is what they have to go through. But all of a sudden, at the same time, I wonder. Look, speculators are there to make money.
Wait a second.
Go ahead, Smitty. Last word.
Come on, refineries are in it to make a profit. If oil prices are too high and they're not making a profit because oil's at $100 a barrel, they're going to stop producing it. Come on, they're not working for you, they're working for themselves.
That's right. All right, Smitty, we're going to have to leave it there.
Of course, that's how they get a profit.
We're going to leave it there. Sandra, to say thank you. All right, Obama.